Hello everyone and welcome to Elmhurst Boulevard. We're coming to you with our part 2 video to see if the myths and legends of this reported haunted road are indeed true. If you haven't seen my part 1 video, it will pop up in the corner of the screen. And that video is here during the daytime to show you what the land looks like here, which is a cul-de-sac that we're standing on right now, and to share the stories themselves. I will give you a brief recap a little bit into this video before we get started with the investigation, but we're going to find out whether or not these stories and myths are indeed true. I am not alone. I am joined by Alan from Revenge of the Apocalypse. He is filming for his channel, and I'm going to keep this raw and real. I'm not going to do any special effects as far as hoaxes, fabrication of sounds or spirits or anything like that. If nothing happens, nothing happens. But this is my first time doing a myths or urban legend video outside of a paranormal investigation. Now, I did bring my K2 meter with me. We're going to scan the area, make sure there's nothing that's messing with people's minds or perception as far as high electrical fields or magnetic pull somewhere. We will test that first. But once we get situated here, I'm going to bring you guys aboard. We're going to share the stories and put both myths to the test and find out if these are just stories that were told to other generations to kind of spook people, or if there is some actual truth to them. One way or another, we're going to find out tonight. So if you want to experience and find out what Elmhurst Boulevard has to offer, come along with me and we'll do it together. And just on a quick side note, throughout the editing of this video, if I do capture anything during the editing process, I will put lettering on the screen saying "caught during editing." That means I found something during the editing process that I didn't see, hear, or experience in person. Okay, so I'm going to briefly recap the stories of Elmhurst Boulevard. There's 2 of them, and upon releasing my first video, I've had a lot of responses from people, both local and from abroad, and people have said they've heard similar stories. Some have said it's completely, rubbish, that it's just a joke. Others have said that there's things that happened here, but the stories have elaborated over time. So for the first story, and just as you can see, this is an active road, so we do need to play it safe. We're off to the side right now. The first story, though, involves searching for a girl that was sacrificed here. It was reported that there was some satanic cult activity that took place here in the cul-de-sac, and that a young girl or young woman was sacrificed here. Don't know the reason behind it, but it's reported that she haunts this location. And there's been people that have come here before testing these myths and legends. There's even some publications on the internet and some videos on YouTube. But what it comes down to is that the way you make contact with her is you come outside your car like we are right now, basically call out for her, ask if there's anyone here that needs help, if there's anyone that is lost, or basically just calling out for someone or something. And the reports are is that when you go back to your car, or you give up with searching, that someone or something grabs you, gets your attention, whether it's a grab on the arm. People have reported scratches on their body, even being poked as a sign of saying, hey, yes, I am here, I do need help, or don't leave yet. So that's going to be the first theory. The second one is the reports of a phantom truck, and this is the one that could be somewhat scary depending on how much traffic there is in the area. The reason why is because the story goes is that you drive around the cul-de-sac 3 times with your lights off, which right there can be, a little bit dangerous because, as you saw, it's an active road. But you got to drive around the cul-de-sac 3 times in a circle, and you park your car in the road, sit there with the lights off, and reportedly a phantom truck comes out of nowhere, high beams or really bright lights blaring at you, laying on the air horn, and starts chasing you, trying to run you off the road. Now, obviously, there's no confirmed reports of this in the news or in the newspapers, but again, it's legends and stories that have been passed along, and people have said, yes, it has happened to me. We don't know where the truck comes from. It's been rumored that it's been everything from a pickup truck to even a big semi truck, 18-wheeler. So I don't think there's gonna be any truth to that story or myth or legend, but we are gonna put it to the test regardless. But I do think there might be some truth to the girl who was sacrificed, or at least a spirit here roaming, looking for help, trying to get your attention. Before we do either of those 2 myths or legends, we're going to do a K2 sweep of the area. I'm going to walk around The K2 does not respond to the camera. I don't have any extra gear on me. My smartphone is off. Nothing will trigger it except for electrical fields, magnetic pull, or even paranormal activity. So we're gonna do that part next. As long as it comes up without any activity on the K2, then we will move on to the first story of trying to reach out to the young woman. Depending on the results of that, we'll move on to the second and final story, myth, legend, of trying to summon that phantom truck. I don't know what to expect. It's going to be one heck of a night, and Alan, of course, is filming too, so you're going to see it from multiple angles. And on top of that too, we're going to be filming it a couple different ways. Just to give you a quick rundown, the 99% of this video is going to be filmed with this camera, my Panasonic in night vision. You're going to see us walking around here, and when we do the driving portion, this camera is going to be stationed alongside the road, and I'll be filming with my phone inside the car. So you'll be able to see outside the car, inside the car, if anything does appear, or maybe we'll capture something that we're not even aware of during the editing portion of the video. So we're going to cover this multiple different ways, and between both of us here, I don't think there's any chance of anything slipping by that we may not catch. So let's get started with that K2 sweep. So here's my K2 meter. It is on. You can see the green light, and as you can see, I move it close so far. There's no activity, nothing picking it up. Now if we hit anything above yellow, orange, or red, it's going to be a significant spike. So we're going to keep an eye on it as we walk around here. Now the lights do flicker, trust me, you'll see them, so. There's actually some benches here. I'm going to actually sit down on them and kind of get used to the environment, listen for anything, feel for anything, and we'll see if the K2 picks up anything. The K2's here, it is working. There is metal under here, so I'm not going to touch it from here. You guys should be able to see it. And we'll just kind of sit here for a few minutes and see if we hear or witness anything. So continuing on with the K2, haven't picked up anything yet, no spikes. It's been pretty much flat. Oh, just hit something there. Not sure if you guys saw it. Look at, we're getting something. You guys see that? I'm right in the middle of the cul-de-sac, and we got orange a couple times here. Look at it, still going. It's kind of dangerous being on the road here, but I'm getting some activity here. I hope that came through on camera. Did you see that? K2 went off a couple times. Yep. Right in the middle of the road. So if you remember, right in the middle of the road is reportedly where the sacrifice took place. Now again, that's not confirmed. Some people said it's not true. Others have said it's been a girl who died in a car crash and that her spirit roams here. Either way though, strange coincidence that we're getting hits on the K2 right in the middle of the cul-de-sac. I'm going to try to replicate that again. There's no power lines overhead. Nothing that should trigger this. Yeah, it's actually dead now. I'm gonna set you guys down. I'm gonna keep the camera on me though. I'm gonna walk around here without you guys. in my hand, you'll be able to see from a distance. I'm going to try to replicate or pinpoint the source of those K2 spikes.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Temperature change again. Dude, this is nuts. It keeps going down, then it keeps going up. It's not toughening the temperature. Look, now it's going down.
Oh, look at it.
It's going down. Holy crap.
You hit red. Look at it. Dude.
Look, my temperature just went up. What the hell did you bring me to?
I thought this was just stories and legends. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Every time I play the temperature change.
Whoa, what the hell?
Every time I play the temperature change.
Whoa, what the hell?
You saw that, right?
Yes.
Dude,
Whoa, 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 whoa.
the temperature went up and down at the same time.
Well, so both meters are getting off, so
Every time that flashes red, it's the temperature getting hot. Every time it goes blue, it's getting cold. So there's a significant temperature change.
Okay, so you may or not be able to see or hear, we're getting some significant spikes right in the middle. I put it down to the ground. Whoa. I laid it on the, look at that. It's coming and going like something's walking by. I laid it on the ground, nothing. Stuck it up in the air, nothing. It's around human height that this is going off. Look at, and I have nothing on me. Man, this is unexpected.
I got it set on here where you can actually see the fluctuation of your head.
You can see we are still getting hits, and not just me. Alan's equipment's going off too. So we got two pretty sensitive pieces of equipment reacting to something. He's getting temperature changes. He's getting, I believe, some K2 hits, and mine. And we're gonna walk back to the center. It's just unheard of that this is happening.
This is
So I'm right in the dead center of the cul-de-sac. Look at, see it? This should not be happening right now. And it's not solid. If there was something electrical or magnetic, a strong solid source, it would stay lit the entire time. This is kind of fading in and out like something's walking by us. Look at,
you can see the temperature changing too.
yeah, he's got 59.2. But when I was out here by myself with this, I was getting strong red hits, which is unheard of. That means something significant is interfering with this car. So I'm walking with Alan's device right now. It's reading 58.1. Temperature's dropping. Oh, look at. What does that mean?
If it's blue, it's cold.
It's blue and red, like going back and forth.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so it's reading the temperature change. This is extended out as far as I can, and look at the temperature fluctuating. Now we used the same device that's in my hand at a recent paranormal investigation along a canal walk, and he got pretty much zero response out of it. And now it's kind of going haywire with temperature changes. If you could stand dead center, Alan, there's like a crack in the road right here. That's where I got the most hits. Look, we're down, geez, it's like dropping a couple degrees at a time.
Dude, it feels really cold.
I just got a K2 hit on this. Yeah. One of the bottom lights went off. We may have to try your diode. Dude, this temperature is dropping significantly. We dropped about 4 degrees.
I got freaking goosebumps.
It feels significantly colder right now. Like, I feel chill.
Yeah, I'm like literally freezing.
This dropped 4 degrees in a matter of seconds.
But this is nuts that a K2 won't go off.
It won't go off for you?
No.
So he's walking with my K2 meter and he's not getting any readings, which is bizarre because as you saw with me, I was getting yellow, orange, and red a few times, multiple times. Now that's sitting on a trash can right there, and it's still changing temperature. No one's by it. And we're gonna let it sit there. I'm gonna walk with my K2 again. We're gonna see what happens. It makes you wonder if these are just stories or is there actually some truth to this? It's starting to get a little weird now. I'm feeling a severe drop in temperature. My hand right now is really cold, and it wasn't upon arrival. It's not that cold outside. It is upper 50s, around 60 degrees, so I can't explain what's going on right now.
Let's bring that diode out.
Let's do a sweep of this really quick. I'm gonna stand here with this. I do have the K2 again.
It's just so weird how that just, it died.
Now you guys just saw in the footage, this was going off like crazy. And now it's like absolutely nothing. I gave it to Alan and he got nothing on it. I mean, I'm pretty much dead center right now in the cul-de-sac here. I'm just keeping an eye out for cars. That is strange. Whatever was here is not here anymore. I'm gonna keep this placed on the trash can by Alan's, is it EDI?
Yeah.
EDI meter over there. He's got another piece of equipment called a diode. It's gonna allow anything to communicate through voice with an external speaker. We're gonna see if anything wants to try to make contact. If not, we're gonna call it quits for our first myth and legend here of making contact with whoever or whatever is here with us and move on to the phantom truck portion. So we'll keep you updated, see what happens. We've dropped about 7 degrees in the last 3-4 minutes.
All right, so what we have on the ground here, it's called a diode. It's actually plugged into a regular microphone that has an output going to a Bluetooth speaker. So essentially, with the diode, there is no ambient sound. It will not pick up us talking. It will not pick up any noise, any vibrations, anything like that. If it did, you would actually hear it now because it's actually playing live, real time off of the Bluetooth speaker. So if a paranormal voice was to speak, which is supposedly the only thing it can actually pick up, we would actually hear it right now, live, while we're talking. But the microphone also has an SD card that will record this entire session. So if we do hear something on it and we didn't catch it in time, then it's something we can always look back on. So that's the setup we have here.
So far, I gotta say, this location has not disappointed us. Although I have my doubts, I also have my beliefs that things do exist out there. And what I've encountered with the severe temperature drop in a matter of minutes, I mean under 5 minutes, it dropped 6-7 degrees, is not normal. It's not windy out, you can hear the traffic. It's a normal busy night on the highway here in Northeast Pennsylvania. Those K2 hits though, I absolutely have no explanation. I do know my smartphone triggers it. I do know my wireless microphone transmitter triggers it, which I don't have on with me. I do know faulty electrical triggers it, magnets trigger it, but also paranormal entities trying to manifest or being near you have been reported to set it off. When you can't basically solidify what's causing it, you have to rule out all possible causes before you get to the paranormal aspects. And that's kind of where we're at. I picked up in different areas, over my head, nothing, laying it on the ground, nothing. And it wasn't a steady light. It was like something ran by or stood near me and then slowly backed away. It was rather odd behavior for a K2. Now, I'm gonna do another K2 session with it. This time I'm gonna ask if there's anyone with us. I'm gonna try to make a communication with whatever's here. At the same time, Alan does have his diode. And if anything comes through verbally, we'll hear it on his external speaker. But I'm curious to see if something is willing to communicate with the K2. That's pretty much our best hope right now, that something intelligent is here. Only other possibility that has been known to happen is that you get a residual haunting or residual spirit where something is trapped here and just exists, but it doesn't know that you're here. It doesn't know that it's passed on. It's kind of just like a tape recorder playing over and over and over, and it just does its own thing. No matter who's here, when you're here, it just does its own thing because it's trapped in time. That's also a slight possibility, but we won't know for sure though until we try to do a K2 session to make contact. So I gotta say, I'm kind of on edge right now, don't know what to expect, but hope you guys enjoying it so far. Make sure if you are, give one of these, greatly appreciate it. If there's anything or anyone here with us, we come here with peace and respect to try to make contact with you. We have some devices and equipment that will help us make contact with you, but will not harm you. These items do have lights on them, and we've seen them light up earlier tonight. If you are here with us, try to make it go orange and stay on orange. Just try to touch the device, try to walk by it. It will pick you up, but it won't harm you. They're just lights. There's also a device on the ground. If you try to speak to it, we may be able to hear your voice. We need you to go solid yellow or orange. There you go. And we can ask you questions, and for a yes answer, we can make it go yellow or orange. We're getting some hits here. So, just to confirm, Would you like to communicate with us? If so, make it go yellow and stay yellow. That's pretty steady. All right, you need to back away to make it go back to green so we can ask you some more questions. What could be triggering this? Because it was green. It's not your equipment. Okay, so it's back to green. Let us know that you're here again. Make it go yellow.
That's weird, my vibration went off.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay, I see you're here with us. Did you die in this location? Are you female? Are you a male? We need you to light up yes with the yellow light, please. Are you still here with us? Jeez. Wow. Okay, make it go back to green. Okay, are there others here with you? Are you here by yourself? Very like erratic. It's like some of them are hits responsively, others not getting an answer to any question, but it's not going off. Are you upset that we're here? Are you happy that we're here? Would you like us to leave?
I guess I can send card up there for it.
We got a back up a second.
Well, let's just go.
Yeah, so we have a car that pulled up, kind of sitting here, and now my camera won't focus. There we go. We don't know what their intents are, so we're just going to wait here to see what's going on. And for some reason, I keep going blurry, which typically doesn't happen with this camera. I got manual focus on, I got them now. Yeah, so we're gonna hang out to see what's going on here, then we're gonna continue. Yeah, it's just a little odd, they stopped here knowing we're here, and they're like doing something with the trunk, so. Tell me, you've gotta be kidding me. Not trying to insinuate anything or assume the worst, but typically on this road at nighttime like this, you don't stop here unless you're doing what we're doing or something questionable. So we're hoping they're just gonna be here for a few minutes and then leave, but if they stay, it's definitely gonna impact and interfere with our video tonight. Post call. So a little odd, a little random. They decided to stop right along the guardrail, and there was a man and a woman, or young girl, young guy, got some equipment out of the trunk, seemed like camera gear. We thought for certain they're going to stay here and kind of do what we're doing. Thankfully they got back in the car, continued down the road. So that means we can get back to putting these myths and legends to the test. We were in the middle of a K2 session. I'm going to try to pick up where I left off, see if whatever is here is still willing to communicate. If not, we're going to wrap up this first portion and move on to the cul-de-sac driving portion to summon a reported phantom truck. Okay, we are back again. We'd like to try to continue making contact with you. If you are still here with us, do the same thing. Make the lights go yellow or orange to answer yes. If you're still here, we'd still like to talk to you, please. Just need to make the lights go on so we know that you're here. It's like nothing ever happened. It's like, it seems like with the break with those people coming, kind of chased away whatever was here. Oh, this is thin. Yeah.
Really good session.
He actually had a vibration hit on his EDI meter, and nobody's touching the car. And this is before that car rolled up. And you saw we were getting contact. We were getting yellows and oranges, at least sporadically. Now there's nothing. So it's even more bizarre as to what is actually taking place here. Well, if there's nothing here, no one here that wants to communicate with us, we are going to leave. We're here to try to offer help and get some questions answered, but if you no longer wish to contact or to communicate, we will leave and leave you to yourself. But we did come with peace and respect and good intentions to try to communicate. So whatever was here with us, whatever presence that you did make known, I do want to thank you for doing that. Now reportedly, when you do this now, when you say that you're packing up and leaving, is when something or someone would basically try to stop you from leaving by grabbing you, touching you, scratching you. So I'm going to actually walk around here, just take one walk, see if I sense or feel anything at all. If not, I think that's going to put a nail in the coffin for the first portion of tonight's video. But at the end of the video, we will share our final thoughts on everything that takes place tonight. So we'll see what happens in the next segment here. So walking out there, I didn't feel anything. I did get a couple orange hits on the K2, but really quick, nothing substantial. So that's going to bring us to our second portion of tonight's Urban Legends and Myths video. We're going to position you guys here behind the guardrail on the benches I showed earlier. You guys are going to stay here. Myself and Alan are going to get in the car. I'm going to be recording in the car with my phone. You guys will be watching from the outside. He's going to drive the cul-de-sac 3 times in a row, lights off. We're going to park the car exactly where it is so we're not blocking traffic. And we're going to see if anything, anyone, anything, supposedly a phantom truck will appear and try to chase us or run us off the road or scare us. If anything does come, I'm pretty certain it's just going to be normal traffic like we've been seeing all night. But this is a second story legend myth that is attached to this location, specifically the cul-de-sac. So we have to do our due diligence and see what happens. Okay, so we're in the car. I'm going to keep you rolling here non-stop. We're going to make sure there's no traffic coming. He's going to kill the headlights. Oh, actually, no. I may have the story incorrect. If you want to try more than once, you could. But I think drive around with your lights on, and when you park, kill the lights. So we're going to keep checking, make sure there's no cars coming. We're going to do 3 complete circles. Here, leave the car running and kill the lights. So, wasn't intentional. So there's no specific time that I was told or heard that you have to wait. Or it should be just a matter of minutes. Now, just to make sure we do this story correctly, we did the first time with the lights on. We're going to do it one more time with the lights off and see what the results are. I'm actually hoping nothing happens because it would be pretty dangerous if something was to start chasing us. Make for good video, but not good for us. But we're going to keep this rolling the entire time. I'm not going to edit this portion. It's also rolling on the outside, which I'll cut to that right now. You see we are sitting here in the car. And if anything does come that we can't see, are external cameras that are all around between myself and Alan. Should pick it up. Whenever you're ready, I say go one more time. Lights off, just be careful. Spinning. Okay, we did another 3 complete circles, lights off. Sit here and idle with the lights off and see what happens. Now, I do know that the reports I've heard about a phantom truck was when I was younger, more like a teenager back in the 90s. That's when I actually heard of people coming here doing it and actually getting chased. I haven't heard of anything happening in recent years, but the stories still are told to this day. That's incoming. going to try a third and final attempt. He's going to go around one more time. This time sit in the road. We will pay attention if any traffic is coming, but that would be the only other way that this could come true is if we're in the middle of the road and something was to come up. We're sitting here in the correct lane. The guardrail is off to our right here. Headlights are off. Not seeing or hearing anything at all. I think the place safe. Maybe go back over there.
Be surprised if the whole phantom headlights chasing are realistically just drunk kids that are sitting in here. They do the whole spin around and that just happens to be when a car comes up behind them. It seems like they're being chased out because they were being followed out by another car.
Yeah, that seems logical. Okay, so we're gonna get back out of the car, get back to the main camera, and let you know our final thoughts on tonight's myths and urban legend investigation here at Elmhurst Boulevard. All right, guys, so that's going to conclude our investigation, if you want to call it that, of Elmhurst Boulevard, testing the myths and legends of this reported haunted road. Gotta say, a lot more happened than I was anticipating, and I'm not saying that to make it sound overly exciting, because honestly, coming here, I didn't think anything was going to happen at all. Speaking to locals, knowing my own thoughts and beliefs, and just knowing the area that I lived in most of my life, I just was always led to believe these are just fun stories to kind of keep people intrigued, you know, or keep it low, you know, mysterious about this area, just because it is rather bizarre having a cul-de-sac in the middle of nowhere. And people have reported, hey, it was constructed for a turnaround for construction vehicles. There was reportedly going to be a development here at one point. There's a lot of stories surrounding this. Besides that though, at the beginning of this video, I did say which one I thought would possibly be true. And based on the results that we got, there may be some evidence backing that up. Now, me doing this for the first time, testing myths and urban legends, I really didn't know what to expect. I do have experience investigating paranormal, and this is kind of right in a gray area. It's considered paranormal, it's considered stories and, you know, other things depending on your beliefs. But the one thing that I can say for certain is that something did happen while we're here. With Allen's EDI meter, which is a combination of a vibration detector, K2 meter, and temperature reader, we got all three types of activity with that equipment. Starting off with the temperature drop, it started around 60 degrees, dropped roughly 6-7 degrees in under 5 minutes. That's pretty significant. And even leaving it sit there, it continued to drop. In the dead center of the cul-de-sac, both of us experienced extreme cold spots. Now, I'm outside right now. I feel perfectly fine at the moment. My hand's not cold. Earlier in that segment, my hand, I felt like I stuck it in a freezer. It was legitimately ice cold. Nothing to explain why that happened. The K2 meter gave me, I'm not gonna lie, it gave me chills. Being in the middle of that cul-de-sac where a reported satanic cult activity took place of a sacrifice of a girl, even though we can't confirm that, that is where the K2 was spiking. We got significant orange and red hits multiple times. And again, if anything was here interfering with that, that could be proven like a scientific reason, whether it's electrical, magnetic, anything else, that would be going off non-stop until you removed it from the source. It basically behaved like someone was near me, walking by me, or running by me, or reaching their hand near it. It went off sporadically with strong hits and then slowly faded off. I've only seen that happen once or twice before in the many years I've been doing this. At the end of this video, I don't know what caused that. I cannot find, see, or explain anything that would cause it to behave in that behavior. The good thing is that Alan's meter and equipment backed it up. It was not just mine going off, it wasn't acting faulty. His equipment responded just as well. A little bit differently, but still responded around the same time. When I had the camera on his car, we did get a brief K2 session. Someone or something was trying to make contact with us. We got some pretty good hits of yellows on some of the questions. And then it would drop flat to green for a no response. Things were going great until that car arrived and put a wrench in things. They were here roughly 5 minutes, getting equipment out, probably doing what we're doing, I don't know for certain. But we had to stop the K2 session. When we picked it back up, nothing. Flatline green, as if nothing ever happened. So it was rather bizarre that something was near us in the same position where we started, you know, basically interacting with us. And then in a moment's notice, it's gone. After walking around before doing the drive around portion, the K2 did go off a couple times quickly in the center again, but nothing like it was before, just quick hits. Now for the driving portion, number one, I want to say, if you come here, be safe about it. This is an active road. As you've seen in the video, there's countless cars that came by. Obviously, the later you come, the less traffic you'll encounter, but this is the time frame we had available. We did it as safely as possible. We came here, we have two sets of eyes, we're both looking in both directions. I just heard something. Did you hear anything?
What?
I heard like a voice down here. Yeah, so as I was doing my outro, down there I heard a voice. That was a little odd. Oh, actually I see flashlights, I think. It might be those people. Okay, yeah, it's those people that were in the car. They're walking with flashlights. Okay, getting back to the driving portion. Again, we did it safely. We had two sets of eyes. We're watching both directions. We did the turnaround parts as quickly as possible. But I don't recommend doing this by yourself. If you're going to come here or anywhere to investigate, obviously, safety in numbers. Number two, we both have experience with this type of stuff as far as investigating. Number three, we're coming, you know, during the week, later at night when it's not as busy. This road can be busy sometimes. So we try to make it as safe as possible given the circumstances and location and situation. But I want to hear from you guys, based on the activity that you saw with the temperature dropping, the K2 going off, our K2 session with some of the questions that were answered. Do you think something or someone is here? Do you think there's any truth behind someone being sacrificed? Do you think it's just random electrical malfunction? Whatever you guys do think or believe, obviously I want to hear from you guys. But number two, keep it respectful. We're all here at the end of the day to be entertained. That's what YouTube is for. If you guys did receive any type of entertainment out of this video, the easiest way to show your support is by giving it a thumbs up. We are known as the Paranormal Guys. If you want to see more paranormal investigations, I will provide a playlist down below in the description. Lastly, I just want to say this is going to be, hopefully, not my only myth and urban legend video. I do want to do more of them in the future, and hopefully you want to see more of them as well. I'm going to go to Alan quick, see if he has any quick thoughts on tonight's happenings, and then we'll depart for the night.
All right, well, I didn't expect any of that. I really didn't think anything was going to happen. Legends are usually legends, and whenever you investigate them, it tends to be flatline, nothing happens. The headlights I definitely didn't expect to happen. I figured if we did have any activity, it would be due to the woman being sacrificed, which may have actually happened, and she may be here. I would say we can't confirm it. I would also say we can't deny it. So, me personally, I'm actually impressed highly, because like I said, I didn't expect anything to happen, and I really wouldn't be opposed to coming back here again sometime.
I'm actually glad he said that, because that's the same thing that's on my mind, is that I think this location deserves a revisit. We may come back, I think we're definitely going to come back and do more of an investigation to pick up on what was communicating with us. We ruled out the driving Porsche Phantom truck is just a story. It's no truth to that, at least not in modern day. But as far as a girl dying in a car crash or being sacrificed, something or someone did communicate with us that we cannot explain, which will result in doing more investigating. So without a doubt, you will see us back here in the future. By some magical way, if I do get better network service here, we'll do a live investigation right here, based on the mountain behind me and mountains and traffic and the trees. Service is pretty spotty, so I can't go live at the moment, but if it's able to happen in the future, we will come here live and do another investigation. But I do want to thank Alan for joining me tonight, because it did make it for another great investigation. Obviously, we work well together in this type of field, and obviously, more importantly, you're going to want to check out his video to see what he captured on his cameras. He was rolling a few different cameras. He had his equipment going, and during editing and analysis is where we may actually capture something. So between both channels, watch both of them. You'll see two different perspectives, may see additional evidence that we didn't capture in person. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in for tonight's Myths and Urban Legend video, part 2 of Elmhurst Boulevard. It did not disappoint. So stay safe. Thanks for being with us tonight. And as always, I'll see you in the next video.